I was trying to look in the mirror and all I got was armpit. I'm like, well, alright. Ape hangers, limb danglers, tall bars, whatever you would call them. Death traps? Maybe? I don't know. We're gonna get right into it and talk about ape hangers. So we're gonna get to the first question, the most popular question that I get asked all the time about having tall bars and stuff is, man, don't your arms hurt? I'm gonna put it to you plain and simple. No. So no, my arms do not hurt. They do not go numb. They're pretty comfortable, actually. And the main reason is because they are right below my shoulder line or right in line with my shoulders. I know a lot of people that have the taller ones that go above their shoulders, they lose feeling in their hands because you have no blood flow up here. You can't do that. So after a while, I'm sure it feels funny. I don't know if your arms would actually hurt. I've never had bars taller than my shoulders. It's always been the kind of like a rule, for me at least. You get them shoulder height or less, then your arms will not hurt. They will not go numb, contrary to popular belief. That's not the case. It's not what happens. Something else is cables. Cables. Now, you can buy, I did not buy the whole entire kit. All I got was these bars. These are 16-inch aftermarket, unbranded ape hangers. Yeah. They did not come pre-wired. They didn't come with anything. All we got were the actual handlebars, and that was it. I did a video on routing the cables inside the bars, and I'll leave that at the end of this one so you guys can see how impossible that feat is, and why you should definitely take them somewhere and have them done. I spent probably a good 3 hours fighting these things, trying to route the cables up through here and stuff, and it just did not happen. So we tried to hide them the best we could, even though it looks pretty terrible, but it's okay. The bike's old, it's crusty, and we love it. So at least get the cable kit. Now, I learned the hard way because they had before I put these on, this bike originally had little buckhorn handlebars on them. It was like a little 10-inch rise thing. They sit down here, and I didn't really like them. They were pretty comfortable, I guess, but it's just not my style. It's not what I wanted the bike to look like. It was chrome and everything, and I didn't really like that too much. I like the blacked out look a lot better, even though I still have a lot of chrome on this bitch. This clutch cable, this really bright chrome braided clutch cable, right in front of us, this guy right here. This is actually, that's from the touring models that actually fit this bike's clutch. We're on a 96 Harley Sportster. The clutch cable, it stretched. I mean, I had that thing, we had it, you can watch previous videos of the actual cable on this bike when it started leaking. I just had it way too tight. It wasn't long enough to match 16-inch bars. I probably could have got away with 12-inch bars with that one, with that clutch cable, and it would have been fine, but I went ahead and spent the money on this extra long braided chrome cable. I couldn't find it in black, and everywhere I looked was just crazy expensive, so it is what it is. Maybe we'll put some taller bars on later, but if we do that, we'll have to get new throttle cables and everything else. So keep that in mind, it's not just the handlebars. You got to reroute your cables and everything. Front brake, your front brake line, all that stuff. It's all got to be exchanged or stretched until it breaks, and then you can exchange it, whatever you would like. I'm going to go ahead and lay it on out there. The biggest reasons why I personally wanted to get ape hangers for this bike is because I'm going after a certain look, you know, and I feel like a lot of people are like that with apes, especially. But you really don't you don't know what you're getting into if you've never had them before. You go from stock handlebars that, you know, sit down just a few inches above the gas tank, and next thing you know, you're 16, 18, 20 inches in the air. This video is for you, okay? I want to make sure that you understand what you're getting into. So as long as you don't go above your shoulders, your arms will not cramp. Your arms do not go numb. You will not lose feeling in your hands. Everything's cool. Everything is fine. Now, I did want to talk about comfort. They are, to me, this is all just my perspective, they are way more comfortable than any other bars. Ape hangers, you gotta have apes. And I'm saying that because I have a tremendous amount of shoulder problems. My left shoulder has just decided it's going to be. It has decided it's going to make me acknowledge that it is there, and it's not very happy. And it's just something I'm living with. I've been living with it for years. It's not a big deal right now, at least. Now, the actual weight distribution of my arms, the resting points, I guess, where it would hold the most weight is not in my shoulders. Where if your bars are down here, you kind of like lock them into place a little bit, where I felt more uncomfortable with how my shoulder was feeling with the bars down low, just because of the position that I was at on the bike. And it's very uncomfortable for me, and it doesn't make for a very fun ride either. So sport bikes and all that stuff, yeah, they're fun for a little bit, and then I gotta get off of them, man. We can't be doing all that. We gotta get our arms back up in the air. So weird. Kid was picking his nose. I feel like not a lot of people put videos up about ape hangers and what it's like riding with them. I lean way more with these tall ass bars than with short bars, because it just, I don't know, it's strange. It feels like you have a whole lot more control of it, even though it feels a little more top heavy, if that makes sense. So you get into leaning more instead of actually turning the wheel when you're doing slow, like coming in and out of parking lots and all that stuff, or you're going around slow turns or something, or around a stoplight, something, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I lean more with them. I don't turn the wheel as much. Summertime, if you don't have, if you're wearing a jacket and you don't have zippers on your sleeves or some kind of mesh closure, are gonna get in there. You're gonna have a bug fly into your jacket, up your arm, and you're not gonna know what it is, and you're gonna freak out a little bit, and it's gonna be okay. Yeah, bugs getting up your sleeves are a problem with tall bars. But that's just part of it. If you've never been on a bike before and you're looking at getting ape hangers, don't do it. Start out with something a little smaller. Maybe get some like 6-inch risers or something. Or you can just say fuck it and go all out and get some 16-inch apes and don't look back. Who am I to tell you what you really want? But it is something that you definitely will have to get used to. I can feel the front wheel shift a lot more up here than I can with even the little buckhorn handlebars or just stock handlebars. You know, it doesn't feel as planted, but the roads are bumpy, and you're not always going to feel safe and planted. Part of the ride, man. Come on. And another thing, all right, let's talk about mirrors. You know, geez, I've had recently just went down to one mirror because I found two of them was a little more distracting. I was focusing way more on what was happening behind me than what's actually happening in front of me. So took one of the mirrors off. I can see a lot more out there. It's not, you know, it's not blocking this little section over here. So what we did is we left this guy on here. In the state of Virginia, you have to have a mirror. There are some states I would check. I just realized this. There are some states that certain size bars are not legal. Like I know there was a guy. He was on a Harley forum that I'm on the Facebook. That was talking about he had 16-inch apes on his bike, and he had a pretty bike. But anyways, he was riding through, maybe it was Indiana, something like that. It was one of the closer states to us, and he said he got pulled over, and cop told him can't have those tall bars. You know, I think their max was like 14 inches or something, which was strange. I don't understand. So before you go all out and get some 32-inch apes on your hog, I'd call the police department. I wouldn't trust Google. I'd go straight to the source. Call the sheriff. Like, hey man, you would probably know this. You definitely want to check, make sure it's legal to have certain size handlebars on your motorcycle, because you spend $300-400 on a kit for 20-inch apes, and then you're just getting harassed by the cops all the time because now your bike's not legal. Oh, you're going to be frustrated, and you might be persuaded to do more illegal stuff. So we don't want to do that. We want you guys to stay safe out there and legal, safe and legal. I think the biggest one is don't your arms get tired. Hey man, oh my god, people ask me that all the time, and I just kind of giggle and be like, nah man, it's alright. I can't really. Sometimes I'll take the time and I'll explain it like, no, you know, because shoulder height, this, and you know, blah blah blah. I have shoulder problems, so it's really more comfortable and all of that. And that's up to you. You want to explain it to whatever stranger or friend or being that is asking you if your arms go numb or get tired or hurt. Or, man, those things got to be uncomfortable. They're not. They are not. And if you want to go with that look and that route for your bike, or you just have shoulder issues or wrist issues or elbow issues, joint pain and all of that stuff, I highly recommend looking into a set. Because they just... The parts of my shoulder that bothers me when I'm on this bike, it feels great. It's like it's not even there. I've tried to have my mirrors under the bars, so they're a little more hidden, but I can't see. You cannot see. You can't see. You got a mirror right here. Look where my arm's at. You're gonna look right into your armpit, which is exactly what happened. I had them on there, and we were excited, and we took this bitch out for a ride, and we were staring at our armpits. I literally would have to do this to look in the mirror. If you watch the very first ride video of this Harley, when I put, you know, the 8 fingers on it and all that stuff, it was the very first ride video I made of it. I was trying to look in the mirror and all I got was armpit. I'm like, well, alright. So then you'll see in the video, I do this a lot. Okay. Yeah. Just every couple of miles, I'd be like, alright. So I'm sure it'd be different if you have smaller bars, like maybe 12-inch bars or something, you won't have that problem. And the position of where we actually have the mirrors on these bars, I know if you have tall, like buckhorn style bars, the swoop is a lot different on them. They're not hard, you know, ridged points. they're more of a flowing kind of a thing, so you can adjust the mirror, you know, in and out, and probably get it around your armpit. But we just had the one spot up here, and that was it. Or you can just say F it and not have any mirrors at all. If you want to get rear-ended and not know it, well, until it's too late. And go for it, bro. I support you. I think that's one of the bigger things is with the handlebars especially, they change the entire look of the bike. If I put stock bars on this thing, man, the whole entire bike would just look ridiculous. It would have a whole new face, you know, and it changes basically the entire look. And that's the exciting thing. It's just for a few $100 you can change how the whole entire bike looks with just one modification. And to me, that's just awesome. You know, that's great. And if you don't like it, you can sell them and buy something different. You know, that's the best thing about it. Woo! Woo, look at this guy. Well, you got some balls, man. You can't even see over that hill. Holy jeez. That guy has been on back roads. That guy has definitely ridden on some twisties before. He is not nervous. Jeez. Whew. That made me nervous. So if you guys have any questions that I have not hit on yet, please definitely leave it down in the comment section. I will answer them. I try to answer every single question I get. And if you enjoyed the video, you made it this far, then maybe you give me a like, a little subscribe there. And if not, that's cool. I'm still going to be putting out videos. You know, come on back. We'll have some other stuff for you. Appreciate you guys watching.